Everyone's been asked the same question for ages. How does an electromagnet work? Like, they're everywhere. There's even one in this motor and the speaker too. They're everywhere. But how do they work? Let's answer this question right now. This is probably going to be a short video because this isn't really that hard to explain. You'll probably see these things everywhere. Probably even see them in your fridge freezer. Let's take an example of a small magnet. This is a small magnet, runs off around 2 volts AC. Stupid me. 2 volts DC. Silly me. This is around 2 volts of current. That's not important. We'll talk about magnets. This is a motor. This is a high voltage electromagnet. Sheet coil wraps around here. Electric current is a magnetic field of around 200 volts AC, which around passes through a thing, creating a little magnetical field, spinning the rotor. If you try plugging less than 100 volts in this thing, it won't spin. That's number one. Now, there's a lot of electromagnets here that I can easily show you, but we need to go to the basics and how they work first, before we show you how they work. So, an electromagnet is basically a magnet. So if you get a ball and wrap a string around it, you create an electromagnet. But this one's different because you can turn it off and on. A normal magnet, it's boring. You can't do that. Now we know how they work. We have a south pole and north pole. North pole repels. Then goes to an electromagnet. Electromagnets can take around AC and DC current, any you want. Some magnets can even run off 200,000 volts. Now we know how the basics and how they work. Let's show you some, shall we? So let's take a picture of a massive electromagnet. This beast is ranked for 2,000 volts. Here is a microwave transformer. Look at this baby. Now this thing, I have lots of these. This is barely anything. This is only around 2,000 volts. Doesn't mean you can touch it and turn it on at home. No, does not. You can do that. This thing, 2,000 volts come out the outside. This is dangerous. This is also dangerous. Both sides are dangerous, really. There's no one. I mean, I guess the other side's more dangerous. Perfect. Here's another one. This is a tiny motor. It's like the smallest motor. No, this is a tiny motor. Somehow this thing can run off 5 volts. This tiny little thing is 5 volts. I mean, it's probably not shocking, but 5 volts for something this small. And it's this smaller than my fingernail. Right then, now I know how it works. Speakers are kind of different and advanced magnets. You can have big speakers, tiny speakers, speakers smaller than your fingernail. This basically makes a magnetical field inside the iron core, or whatever you call inside the magnet itself, and it bounces up and down, creating sound waves. These sound waves make what you hear in your headphones if you're listening to this video right now. That's not important though, I mean, guess it is. This is not a magnet, but this kind of acts like a magnet, because it's definitely conductive. This is a magnetron. If you turn this thing on, it will attract things like a magnet. If you don't turn it on, it doesn't attract things. If I turn this on and stick it on, it would attract them over. This is kind of like an electromagnet. As it turns on, the vacuum tube creates super high voltage, creating a magnetical field. Now if you turn this on and touch this, even metal, you'll probably die, so let's not do that. Now we know how they work. Let's have a look at some ones that we can actually try. Let's see one for yourself. Here is a DC motor, it is wired. This is, I have lots of these, but this is a normal basic DC motor. If you want to find one of these things without buying one, maybe go scrap one in. Maybe look for like a baby car, you'll find one of these. Perfect. Now I've got one of them. We're going to want to turn this thing on. But before we do that, I want to show you something even cooler. This is a thing that I've made by myself. This will teach you a lot about how electromagnets work. Let's turn it on, shall we? This is a simple electromagnet wired with an adapter. This is wrapped with tissue and tape. Wondering, how is this an electromagnet? Well, it connects this thing as it rolls around. This has windings of coil around it. Because inside of this is actually a metal stick with windings of coil, and it creates a super high magnetical field around it. And it gets really hot. Let's just show you what I mean. Should be heating up any second. This is the hard probe at the end. This is what I use to, I guess you could say, solder things together. No, not like that. Now it's definitely heating up. That's the magnetical field radiation heating up. Kind of like how a magnetron works. It's kind of acting like a vacuum tube as the radiation magnet around it heats up. So this is kind of like a magnetron in a way. It kind of works similar how a magnetron. This is simple. All you need is a rod, metal sticks, 2 wires. Oh, it's getting really hot now. So even if I put it here, it's getting really hot. Yeah, I can't hold that anymore. I'm gonna have to hold it like this. That's radiating a lot. Oh, that's actually really hot. So that's actually the radiation building up as the radiomagnets gets really hot inside. Oh, ow. Don't do that's right. Yeah, that's really hot. Can't get rid of this thing. But cool. So if you want to, actually no, don't make this thing. It's pretty stupid. Now, electromagnets are everywhere. You can't get away from them. Now we know how the basics of electromagnets work. I hope this has teach you a good lesson on how electromagnets work. You probably know everything about them. But this video is basically all you need to know on how they work. This is not really a complex video. This is just how they work in general. They're everywhere, here, even the biggest things in microwaves. So I hope this teaches you on how electromagnets work. And I got one more thing to say.